yesterday, I got a request from one of my Facebook friends. I just got to know her recently, and she sent me a message asking if I could video myself when I make flowers, or if I already have a video existing. I knew I recorded myself one time before and I can't find the video, so I'll be videoing myself now as I make the flowers for a cake I am going to deliver this afternoon. Yeah, I know this is a bit squeezing the time frame tight, but I have here ready-made fondant. I mixed it 2 days ago, so it's pretty stiff now. I will work with my bare hands, but don't worry, I did wash them at least 20 seconds, which is the requirement, and I think I washed it for more than 20 seconds. So I am just working on the fondant that I have right now. So it's important that you have to soften it up, condition it, like so. So I haven't really dusted the glass surface with cornstarch because the fondant is pretty set, but later when I roll it thin, I'll be needing cornstarch for that. I don't dust my surface with powdered sugar because I find it that I don't find it smooth as much as cornstarch would finish off the surface of a rolled fondant. I find there is a grainy texture if I use powdered sugar. There, so this one is malleable already. So it's important that you kind of have a bit of stretch. The fondant doesn't have to like snap. If it snaps, it's too firm. Usually that happens if you add in Tylose powder or CMC powder. It absorbs the moisture of the fondant. That's why it dries faster. For this one, I didn't put any because I need it to be thinned out for the petals. So there's no snap. So there. So I'll be using this much for, I think this is already a lot for a medium-sized rose. These are the cutters I use for rose. It's been with me for a while, which explains that there are some pieces of this that are in half, because I think these were during the times when my assistant before put in too much pressure. But it could still be used, like this one. It's broken in two, but I still can use it as if only to mark a thinned out fondant, and then I cut it with a scalpel. So let's start. So I use this much, and I'll put a bit of cornstarch on the surface. There, just that much. And then I'll thin it out with a rolling pin. The room that I'm working on right now is not air conditioned, so the fondant won't crust up or set as fast as it would in an air conditioned room. So I will use this as the first set of petals. This is number 2. It comes in 6 sizes. One pack would come in 6 sizes. I forgot the brand of this. It's been so long. So, here. you can still see. Sometimes the cut actually is an advantage, because at this point you have to remove it from the cutter, and all I do is just pull out one half and then pull out the other. Okay. Makes me think maybe this is making it easier actually. And the next size would be this one. You have to look for the maximized size. For a medium-sized rose, I only use up to the third cutter, which is this one. I'll flatten this out again. Because it's a small piece of fondant, you can just soften it up using your fingers. You don't have to knead it on the table. And get more cornstarch, but not too much. It has to be thin. And this is the third cutter. There, so I have 3. That's full already, and this one is a lot left for the rose core. All I need is a cone shape. That's about the height of the smallest petal. So this one, roll it. You have a ball, and then imagine like half of that sphere, you have to taper it to a point. And so you have a cone. There. This one I think is still too big for this piece, so I'll have to cut the bottom. Still cold. Yeah, I think this one is enough, because this one has the height of the first petal size. So now I'm not going to use it like this. I need the edges of the petal to be extra thin so I can frill it out. So I use this mat. It comes with the fondant shapers and the flower cutters. There's a package that is sold. I think it's from Wilton, that includes this and this rolling pin, and it has a different set of flower cutter that comes in green color. Okay, so I need this tool. There are 2 fondant tools that I use to thin out petals. One is this one, and the other is the green handled one. But all I need is this part of the tool shaper, because that will thin it out. I'll show you how. Okay, so the pointy end would have to be directed to the center of the cut, and then we just roll this one, and it already thins out the petal. See that? And then just do the same for the rest. If you're not that comfortable cutting it all out at one time and then assembling it one rose at a time, you can do it like cut it once and then frill it out and then coat it and then cut another one. It depends on the pace that you want. So I have here a brush, and I just need a container with water because I need to brush this one with water to attach it to the other parts. So this is mineral water, and I don't need it hot. I don't need it cold either. It's just tap temperature. So brush the center, half of the petals, and then put this at the center. The first petal has to coat it, and you have to hide the cone tip like that. Next one, you have to attach it half. It's closer. Half first, and then the next one has to be inserted halfway. The first one, that's when you press it close. Halfway. The previous one has to be pressed closed. Halfway. And then the last petal would seal off the first petal. So you have your bud. Here. So at this point, you can, since it's still soft, you can slightly shape the edges of the petal, like this one, so it will have the frill or the delicate, the opening bud effect. Here, see? That's the first layer. So we'll get to the second part. If there is a gradient, like there are flowers that I made wherein the bud up to the first and second set of petals have deeper color than the outer petals. It gives more drama to the color. But for today's cake, it's a very subdued design. I'll be posting it tomorrow. Design that's requested by the client. The flowers are kept white. The cake itself is like a blush of pink, close to white, but it's pinkish. So it's like there's just a hint of pink there. So here, I'm on the second set of petals, and I put it at the center. The bud goes at the center. Same way that I've attached it before. Lift up one, but attach only half. Okay. Lift one, but attach only half of the petal. Insert the next one. Press half, and then the previous petal you have to press close. Same goes for the next, and the final. There, so we're building on the size of the flower now. So this one is a small bloom. And pressing the petals back a bit gives the rose its shape. Next one, it really stands. Thin it out. The thinner the petals, the more delicate it looks. Now I know some floral artisans out there would insert more petals per layer because that would make it more realistic. Like here, instead of just putting 5, they'll put 7. And by this layer, instead of 5 or 7, they put in 9. So most of the time they add on to the petals. And it builds on the volume of the bloom. It looks really, really nice. But this one isn't, well, it's not that of an artisan flower. It isn't a requirement. So same, I just brush water up to the half of the petal. And then we put the small bloom right at the center. Do a little press so it'll stick. Okay. Lift one, attach half, insert the next halfway, insert the next halfway, insert the next halfway, and insert the next halfway. And you have your medium bloom. The next size of the flower cutter would be this one, and this is going to get us the large bloom, but I want to make 3 medium blooms for now and 2 large ones for the cake that I'm making this afternoon. So this is the medium bloom. Okay. So I hope this helps you, and for the record, making a medium bloom white rose takes us 17 minutes. Thank you for joining me.